Hello my friends, welcome to Instant Electronics channel. This is Uncle Misha. So today we have these two computer components on my bench, and what it is, well, thanks to a gentleman named Ben from Marketplace, now I have these for free. So he generously supported my channel and gave it this to me. But I don't know if this works. He said no guarantee. Here you can have it. So we have Corsair 850 watt power supply in unknown condition, and we have asus Z170P motherboard, and processor is i3-7100. So asus motherboard is relatively decent motherboard, again in unknown working and everything is here is unknown working condition, so no back IO plate obviously. So looks like the motherboard is not top of the line because it has minimum ports on this side. It has not too many PCI Express slots. It has only like 4, but at least it has PCI slots. Like I'm not sure when they stopped including PCI slots. It's quite simplistic, doesn't have too many power rails, and this is LGA 1151. Okay, so this also DDR4 memory support. So I have Z97 motherboard, asus as well, very kind of similar color layout, coloring scheme, and which is not working, which we're gonna try to fix. I see some interesting capacitor arrangement here. Looks like it's cracked actually, but we're gonna take a look at this later. All right, so this is 7th generation motherboard. It now supports DDR4. So looks like this motherboard has seen better days because, first of all, this is broken. All right, so the memory, one of the memory slot was actually crooked. So I'm not sure if it's busted completely or just crooked. All right, then this is very interesting. Look at that. I'll show you a little bit up close. Not sure what happened to this motherboard, but here is supposed to be 4 SATA connectors. There is only 1 left. Someone yanked 3 of them? Like, this is crazy. I don't know what to say, but this is what we have. There are 3 SATA ports completely yanked. So we have to kind of understand what's really happening here and why. I don't know if this is even repairable, but I mean, I can give it a shot if I find well, I mean, as long as I have mSATA here and 1 SATA is good enough. All right, what's cool about it, I think it has Thunderbolt port, 2 USB 3 ports, and like there are other stuff. This is USB 2s and gigabit network. It has, I don't know, I'm not 100% sure this is Thunderbolt, is it? Sorry, it says USB-C, it's not Thunderbolt. It has HDMI, DVI output, oh, hard to see, right? And regular keyboard stuff, still including that. Wow. Over here it has a whole bunch of USB 2 extensions, serial ports as COM port, SPDIF out, I don't know what is AAFP, it's USB 2, USB 3 and USB 3, oops, you don't see that. It has 2 USB 3 headers, like this one and this one. This is some power buttons and stuff, right? So what do you have to do? We probably have to like connect the motherboard. Let's remove this, yeah, stickery thing. But we also have a power supply. Let's take a look at this power supply. It's pretty heavy. I don't know if it's operational, so before, I don't know if anyone opened it. Looks like not, it was not opened. So if it was not open, it doesn't smell burned. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna try to power it up without motherboard or anything like that. Just shorting some pins right here. Okay. Sure, like look at this, it's actually good power supply. It already have a lot of PCI Express 2x8, all right, and it is modular, and it actually comes with whole bag of all possible cabling for this guy, which is awesome. So by shorting pins here, I would be able to power it up. Okay, well, it's pretty beefy wires, I must say. When I power it up, I'm gonna check voltages of in here. All right, so let's do it. So we'll start with power supply. Alright, so I already prepared my voltmeter here. I have my connector. So in order to power this guy up, we have to short this green one with any of those grounds. Let's take a piece of wire, some random piece of wire or paper clip or whatever you have. Just try to not to short anything else. As it's a little bit too big, let's take something smaller. Let's take something like that. Yes, would be nice to actually power it up. Okay, let me yank it again. Maybe protection has kicked in. It starts and stops. All right, so we clearly have problem with the power supply. Power supply, no go. Okay, so we have to take a look at that. So power supply looks like having issues. Well, it's something for another video. Right, so we can put this voltmeter to the side because that means that power supply is no go. Now we have a motherboard. Okay, so if you want to check this motherboard, before we actually go with the powering this jazz up, if this motherboard is dead, at least you're gonna have the socket for repair of my other motherboard. And if this motherboard is dead, at least I'm gonna have pins that I can yank from this CPU socket to fix my other motherboard. But before we start powering this guy up, let's see if these pins are okay. What the hell is this? Looks like a thermal paste even got in here. Like, really? Okay, so let's looks like it's actually pretty good condition, the socket itself. Yep. Looks like socket is in good condition. I see no busted pins. Obviously it'll be much easier to use the little loop here. Everything is good. I'm gonna clean up all this junk here from the processor. I'm not sure what's it doing here. There's some kind of crap. Let me get the toothbrush. I'm gonna use the lens and see maybe there is something more. No, there is no more, just need some good cleaning, and that's pretty much it. We're gonna clean up with alcohol, and we're gonna try to power up this motherboard. Alright, have cleaned up the CPU. I'm gonna put it back in where it goes and lock it up. The downside of all this jazz, I do not have DDR4 memory. I have DDR2, DDR3, no DDR4 and DDR5, which is used right now in my big computer. Well, that's kind of sucks, but we have what we have. Okay, let's try to power this motherboard. All right. It's a very stiff cable, by the way, here. Alright, so motherboard is ready to go, but now I have to remember where is the power. I think power is here. Oh, of course. It would be nice if I would power up the power supply. Alright, my friends, so when I was poking around, I decided to make this pigtail. So this is like power button, and this one is PC speaker. I couldn't find any like tiny one, but this just simple one gonna work as well. All right, so let's see what's happening. Our green light is lights up here, and let's just power it up. Okay, and right away it started beeping. I think one long, two short means memory. So memory is absent. Processor is cold and it's beeping as memory is absent. Okay, so I think we're gonna better shut it down. I think this motherboard highly likely is operational, but I need to get DDR4 at least one stick to make sure this is working. So in retrospect, I do have a broken power supply which needs some repairs, half working because at least it's starting, and we have potentially working motherboard and potentially working CPU, but we need DDR4 memory. So definitely going to be repair video for power supply, because I think it's a good idea to keep around 850 watt good modular power supply. And motherboard, we need DDR4 memory, and then we can figure this out. Also, I would need to replace, at least unsolder this sticking out from the SATA ports right here. One is good enough. mSATA here is, sorry, not mSATA, M2 slot is good enough too, right? Good to have it, and it is PCI Express 3, so it's, I mean, gonna run at some decent speed. All right. So I have high hopes for this motherboard that we can bring it back to life, and maybe eventually we're gonna get the flagship here, i7-77K, 7700K, and we're gonna be rocking. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for now. Please, if you like this sort of repair videos and vintage electronic review videos, subscribe, like, comment. Be happy to hear from you. Stay safe and ciao.